What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here today playing our first game of the World Cup. Now, there was a few, not really selection dilemmas going into this, but a lot of people said, Cliffy, you should go and take a spinner. Even though it is being played in England, sometime the pitches may go and spin just a little bit. So I've gone and selected not really a frontline spinner, shall we say, but I've selected a couple of part-timers who are more, I guess, batting all-rounders. So a lot of you said Anton Devcic, bring him in, so that's what I've gone and done. So he's a guy who can bat basically anywhere in, I guess, like the top 8, shall we say. Like, he can slide up and down the order. He can open. He can bat in the middle order. He can bat in the lower order. And he bowls just like, I wouldn't say super-duper good spin bowling, but he's pretty economical. So he's in there. Another player who's in there as well is a guy who's just making his New Zealand debut now, and that is George Worker. So he's in there just for the, I guess, a bit the same. He's a guy who can go and bat almost anywhere in the top 7 or 8, and he's going to go not as good as Devcic. He's probably more in there just purely as a batsman. But he's a guy who can go and he can get a job done with you for the ball. He can bowl 5 overs in a game, which sometimes is maybe all you need. And it's a bit disappointing that we haven't gone and taken some of those catches there, because we did really go and need it. So apart from that, most of the side pretty much the same. Still going with the 2 all-rounders at 7 and 8, Neesham and Kieran Noema-Barnett, because that strategy has worked well for us. Normal opening stand of Guptill and Rutherford. Williamson at 3, Ross Taylor at 4. Today, BJ Watling batting at 5 and Tommy Latham batting at 6. But I've got heaps of players who can go and bat in that 5 or 6. BJ can obviously go. He can move down. He can move up as well if we need him to. So it really just depends on the situation. It depends on who we're playing against as well. Can't remember what else I was going to say. I had something on the tip of my tongue. Other players who are in the squad, James Fuller's in there as well as my, I guess, my other seamer, shall we say. As I said, we've got George Worker and Anton Devcic who aren't playing today as well. There's also, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head who it is, but I just can't remember. There is someone else, but who else is there? If Noema Barnett, oh my God, Noema Barnett is just, he's an absolute freak. He's not really the best bowler in one-day games, but maybe this World Cup is going to be a chance for him to go and stand out and maybe take some wickets. Crap, who's the other player? I know we took Will Young from Central Districts because he had a pretty good start to his international career. He's only played 2 games but averaging 51. So it is going to be interesting to see how he goes. And yeah, we really need to go and try and get through this West Indies side. I mean, if we can go and pick up one of these 2, we're going to be in a pretty good position. So the only thing now is, like spin. Kane Williamson, can he go and get it done? Darren Bravo with a 50. Strangely enough, Darren Bravo, he is a hell of a good player, only averages 25 in one-day internationals. I guess he's one of those guys who's kind of, he's kind of, I guess, more of a bowling all-rounder than a batting all-rounder. So I'm going to bring back the strike bowlers now, try and go and get through and just pick up, we just need some wickets. That's what we need. Either that or just go and build some pressure, because really bowling first, that's what we want to go and do. So Williamson's bowled a couple of overs, which is handy, and that's another reason why Devcic and Worker are in the squad, is that if they do get a game, they're those guys who can come in and just bowl your 3 overs, and it makes it a little bit easier on your quicks as well, because it means that all of them don't have to go and bowl their full quota of 10, and you can really pick and choose, I guess, on the day who's going and doing what. So Southey's just picked up his 4th. That's New Zealand's 5th. So he has been really our go-to bowler today, as he has been probably, I guess, throughout his career. He's been the guy that you just go to and say, yep, here you go, Timmy. You can go and finish them off for us. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these final 10 overs. 177 for 6 now. And hopefully we can go and continue to do what we have been doing to lower order players, just in general, not just in the World Cup, but in general. I think the reason this career mode has been so good is just due to the fact that when it comes down to the crunch and when it comes down to bowling to the lower order, is that we don't go and we don't let the tail wag. And because of that, scores don't go and they don't balloon up. They stay pretty low. And look at this. In the last 5 overs, we've taken 4 for 22. So that's pretty impressive. We just need to go and pick up this last one, and we're going to go and keep them under 200, which is going to be a very good effort against this West Indies side. And Tim Southee actually went and took the final wicket there. So I think he had 6 for the day, which is pretty impressive. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy Guptill and Rutherford go and take up here, because these two have been probably our most consistent players. I mean, they've been very consistent opening up. Not so much today. Rutherford goes just for 1. So, but then it has been a long time since we played the West Indies, and the West Indies are one of those sides that I guess them and Pakistan in international cricket are those sides who are very unpredictable. I mean, it really just depends on what West Indies side or what Pakistan side shows up on the day. I mean, they can turn up and play absolutely outstanding cricket, or they can turn up and play absolutely terrible. And I mean, that happened in the World Cup. That happened this year, obviously the 2015 World Cup, when West Indies played Pakistan. And I think Pakistan, because I went to this game, at one stage Pakistan were about 4 for 1, and West Indies were just all over them. Someone went and batted through a wee bit and got them to a respectable total, but it still wasn't great. And I wouldn't say we're struggling here, because we've still got a lot of batting to come. Obviously, we still have, oh my god, I shouldn't actually say that. I should not actually say that. We've still got the 2 all-rounders to come, along with Dougie Bracewell. So, but really we need these two. We need Taylor, who I, for some reason, made the captain today. I don't know why. That was a mistake. It should be Kane Williamson. But this is a really good chance for Tommy Latham, because he hasn't really, I guess, excelled for me in one-day games in this, well, I guess, in this career mode, shall we say. So now today is a really good chance. I mean, he's got a good opportunity. He's got a good platform, a good start. And hopefully now he can just go and kick on and get us through to that win. And it's going to be a good confidence boost both for the team and for him, because he's another guy who really, he can bat anywhere, you know, in the top 6 or 7. And I think that's the beauty of this side, is that there's just, they can bat anywhere. And that, I think that is the beauty of it, is that you can go and you can adjust to the situation. Obviously, I mean, Noema Barnett and Jimmy Neesham have opened the batting for us. And I think it's one of those things, if we go out and we need to win quickly, you know, net run rate wise against maybe a lesser team, we can go and send out some of the big guns, you know, send out the Noema Barnetts, or send out the Jimmy Neeshams to go and open up maybe with Guptill or Rutherford and slide one of them down or give one of them a rest. And because of that, I mean, it just gives us plenty of options. And I think that is the key to this New Zealand squad, is that there are so many options that we can go and explore, which I think is great. You know, it's definitely going to go and help us, especially when we get to the later stages as well, because it's going to come down to form, and whoever's in form is going to get to play. So we've gone and picked up that first. No, we haven't picked up the win yet. We still need 1. I thought we'd gone and picked up the win. Now we've gone and picked up the win. So New Zealand win by 4 wickets. It's not really the most convincing wins against West Indies. Our batting really let us down, top order batting, which is strange, because normally that is one of our strengths. Plus sides from the game, Tim Southee bowling outstandingly, which is good to see, and Tommy Latham getting some runs under his belt as well. So that, both of those, very, very good to see. We've got Pakistan next up in a day's time. That's going to be a week's time for you guys. But I'm going to wrap up this video here. Forgot to say at the start, if you do want to go and buy this game, make sure you go and check out the links down below in the description. You get 10% off if you use those links for Cricket Coach 2014. So that is very, very cool. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Get out of here, Skype. That is going to appear up on the screen. That's stupid. I didn't close my Skype before I started that up. But make sure you go check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description as well. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. Make sure you tune in later today. We are going to have some more Cricket Coach Dutch domination as we continue on, I think, in the T20 World Cup. Not T20 World Cup, but the T20 qualifiers, shall we say, for the World Cup. As I said, hope you had a good weekend.